Well, hi guys, welcome to this Moneycontrol live stream. You're watching Midday Market Mood Check with me, Nandita, Khemka, and my colleague Yatin, Mota. Well, Yatin, it's the same story every
Yeah.
day. Every day we hit a fresh record at the start of the day, and by midday we usually tend to cool off from the day's high, and that's exactly what has happened today as well. The Nifty hit a fresh high of 19,841, and right now it has cooled off, even though it has managed to bounce back from the day's low, but it's below that 19,800 mark as we speak. If you look at the broader end of the markets, the mid and small cap indices are outperforming the benchmarks. And among sectorally, if you look at banks, they are doing fairly well. Auto pack is out of, in fact, out of the day's low, given the fact that Tata Motors has staged a smart recovery in
Correct.
today's session. I'll come to the reason as to why it's rallying. But aside of that, metals also doing well. What's not doing well is the IT pack. It has cooled off a bit after the kind of rally that it has seen over the last few days. So ahead of Infosys numbers tomorrow, the IT index is under pressure today. Most of the sectors are in the green, and aside of that, if you look at the top Nifty gainers, you have the likes of NTPC. There's a Goldman Sachs upgrade coming on that counter. That's why it is the top gainer on the index. IndusInd Bank has hit a fresh 52-week high after good set of numbers. Margins are at an 8-year high. In fact, asset quality is steady. It's just the cost to income ratio has edged up, and of course, CASA ratio is at a 24-quarter low. Yeah, that's what. So that's why that stock is doing well. Brokerages are upbeat. They have revised their target prices higher on the stock. Aside of that, if you look at some of the other movers, Tata Motors, I was mentioning it. In fact, it will be setting up a electric car battery unit in UK,
Yeah.
and which will entail an investment of somewhere around £4 billion. That stock managed to stage a very smart rebound from days low. In fact, it was up somewhere around 2% or thereabouts when I last checked. So that was that. Aside of that, lots of result reactions today, Yatin. Let's
Yes.
talk about some of them in the mid cap end of the
So,
markets.
TV18 broadcast that is a top gainer on Nifty 500, and this is despite the fact that there has been a EBITDA loss for the quarter, though that stock is doing well. SJV and Nandita, there also, apart from NTPC, we have Goldman Sachs, which has initiated coverage on the stock with a target of 55. And post that, coverage report, the stock is up 8%. Bikaji Foods, and they have acquired one private company in the bhujia space, which is popular snacking in North India. So post that acquisition news, the stock is up 7%. We have rice stocks, Nandita, which are doing
Yeah.
well in trade. We have KRBL, Dawat, all of these stocks doing good 4-5% gains coming in for all of these stocks. Apart from that, we have the likes of Serra Ceramics, Wellcore, Polycab doing well in trade. In fact, Polycab, the management has set a very robust target of
Yeah.
20,000 crores in sales for FY26. So that stock is doing well after good management guidance. Bank of Maharashtra just came out with numbers, and very, very strong, fantabulous numbers coming in from Bank of Maharashtra. And post that quarterly result announcement, the shares are up nearly 4%. Apart from that, on the losing side, we have Network 18. That stock is down 7% post earnings. ICICI Pru Life, that stock is down after a week set of earnings. Stock is down 3.5%. Syngene, Campus, Five Star, Coforge, all of these stocks are slightly weak ahead of numbers, as well as in general because of the profit taking which is happening. So let's see how does Coforge report their numbers tomorrow. It will come pre-market.
Yeah.
So let's hope it's a steady set of numbers, given the fact that most of the IT companies have been doing well off in the last few trading sessions.
Right. Of course, tomorrow Reliance Industries will be in focus because of the record date of demerger, the Reliance Strategic Investments demerger. So that is something that will be in focus tomorrow. Of course, Infosys numbers will be coming out, and it is expected to better its peers when it comes to revenue growth. But it may tighten its guidance a bit from 4 to 7% to 4 to 6%. So that's something that we'll be watching out for tomorrow. But in the second half of the session, we'll have to see whether or not we manage to sustain the kind of gains that we saw in the first half of the session, whether we manage to get back to those levels or not. Aside of that, is mostly the earnings that are swaying stock prices in the markets. So we'll have to see how some of the other earnings that are going to come out will fare. But there's some other earnings like L&T Tech that are reacting to earnings. They have maintained their revenue guidance as well for the current fiscal 20% or thereabouts. That's why the stock is doing well. ICICI Pru, ICICI Lombard, all of these companies also reported earnings, and they are reacting to them. But of course, in the second half of the session, as I mentioned, we'll be watching out for whether or not we manage to get back to the morning or opening levels or not. Of course, we'll be back with the closing bell at 3:30 p.m. So tune in for that and catch all the action post market close. But for now, it's a goodbye from me and Yatin. Thanks a lot for watching. Stay tuned to Money Control for all your other news and financial updates.